All right, good morning. I'm going to walk you through this problem. I think I've interpreted it correctly. So you are given the sine of some angle is 12 over 13, and the cosine of another angle is 3 over 5. And you're asked to find the tangent of the difference of these angles. So this identity, this formula, is one of the formulas you should have learned or been given in your class. And they want you to find what this tangent of A minus B equals. And then they tell you use the tangent of A, subtract the tangent of B, divide it by 1 plus the tangent of A times the tangent of B. But we don't know the tangent of each of these angles. We just know the sine and the cosine. So we're going to use a circle to find the tangent of each of these angles. So if we know the sine of A is 12 over 13, then we know the y divided by the radius is 13. And if you do the Pythagorean theorem, you're going to end up finding that this missing side here is 5. So use the Pythagorean theorem, and you end up with this side is 5. And that would be 12 squared plus x squared equals 13 squared. And you just solve that for x, and you end up with x is plus or minus 5, but we're in the first quadrant, so x is 5. And then over here, again, we're in the first quadrant, tells us that. So there's a right triangle, and this is the x now, and the radius is now 5. And so we're going to find the y value, and you can see maybe that it's a 3, 4, 5 right triangle, or maybe you have to use the Pythagorean theorem, but you would end up with y is 4 if you solved this. So now that we have all the sides of these right triangles, we can find their tangents. So the tangent of A is the y divided by the x, which is 12 over 5. And the tangent of B, again, is the y divided by the x, which is 4 over 3. So I'm going to use these values, 12 over 5 and 4 over 3, to replace tan A and tan B in this formula. So over here on the left, I'm going to, instead of tan A, I'm going to write 12/5. And instead of tan B, I'm going to write 4/3. Fraction bar, 1 plus, again, instead of tan A, I'm going to write 12/5. And instead of tan B, I'm going to write 4/3. And now I have to simplify this, but that essentially is my answer. I have to simplify it. And we need to remember that the top of the fraction, when there's a problem there to do, it's a grouping symbol. So we have to do 12/5 minus 4/3. And we have to do 1 plus 12/5 times 4/3. And then we can combine the numerator and denominator. So I'm going to do 12/5 minus 4/3 requires a common denominator. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom of the one on the left by 3 and the one on the right by 5. And that'll give me a common denominator of 36. And I can add the new numerators, which will be, common denominator will be, 15. Getting ahead of myself. Common denominator will be 15. And then the numerator, there's that 36 minus 20. So that's 36, and that's minus 20. So my numerator is going to be 16. So I have 16 over 15ths in the numerator. And then I'm going to divide that by the answer that I get when I simplify the bottom. So I am going to do 1 plus 12/5 times 4/3, and that's 1 plus 48/15, because I want to multiply first, and then I'm going to add 1 to that. And it's best to just keep improper fractions. So I'm going to make a common denominator of 15, and that's going to give me 15/15 plus 48/15. And that's going to give me 63/15. And you could, put this all on your calculator, but you really, really want to be good at fractions because otherwise you're going to run into a lot of difficulties. So if you're just following along, I'd just recommend you do this again on your own and see if you can walk through these simplifying steps. And then we're going to then combine the numerator and denominator fractions by multiplying the numerator by the divided fraction, which means we're going to flip it. And so it's going to be 15 over 63. And if you notice, the 15s will cancel. You can cancel them, the same number on the top with the bottom, and your answer is 16 over 63, which we would have gotten if we just plugged all of this in the calculator, but you really, really want to be practicing how to simplify, and that's part of, I'm sure, why you were assigned this problem. So good luck, and good luck with your class. Have a great day.